Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop, and again I'm not putting the differential together. I went to work yesterday, the shop was closed, and I fixed the brand new bushing that goes in the fender for the differential. If you watched other videos that I've done on rebuilding these machines, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say I've rebuilt the brand new bushing. Otherwise, when I do that episode, I will show you what I did to that bushing. Right now, I've been getting a lot of comments on these snappers, the older styles. When you steer too far or try to turn too tight, the wheels or tires get locked underneath the frame. And the only way you can, well, the easiest way to get it out is just back up and it will pop out. But it's a huge nuisance, and they sell a kit to repair that issue. Now I've got my 2012 sitting up here that I've got the front end completely rebuilt. Now if I can get you over here where you can see this, this is the bracket they have welded in here. It holds the mower deck, goes through these two holes and hangs. These holes here are for the thatcher, if you have one, or they used to sell a blade you could put on the front of this thing and actually plow snow with it, which I don't suggest doing. That's a lot of stress on a machine that wasn't really built for plowing snow. For one thing, you don't have a lot of weight in the rear end for traction. But, you know, I have seen YouTube videos where there's guys out plowing 3 and 4 inches of snow in their driveway with their snapper, and it does work. So that decision's up to you. But these brackets they have welded on here also serve a purpose for stopping the tie rods from going too far. It hits that bracket. That's what stops it from oversteering, is these brackets. Now some machines, especially the bigger ones, the 30-inch and 33-inch, this is a 28-inch machine. They came up with a later model, they came up with an idea of stopping them from oversteering, and I have an old front end here off of a machine that I tore down for parts, and I haven't just thrown it away yet, but I will be getting rid of this. And how that worked is they came up with this idea. Let me grab a, I don't know if you can make it out, but they made a cut in here and bent this tab up. So when you steer, it goes over and hits that tab and stops it from oversteering. Now the kit that they sell is nothing more than a bolt, a spacer, I use a lock washer. I like the split washers better than the star style, but they work too. And I also use a self-locking, or they call them a nylock, nut. I want to make sure this thing don't come off on my customers. What I use is I go down and I buy a 3/8 quarter-inch, sorry, a quarter-inch pipe nipple. And you can buy whatever length you want. I usually buy a 6-inch. I cut the threaded part off and throw that away. Then I start cutting pieces about 3/8 of an inch long. Then I take a 5/16 bolt, I drop that on, and the best way to determine where you want to put it on your machine, let me spin this camera back around, is I would turn your wheels until they hit or bind. turn them back a little bit. Take your spacer or your piece of tubing you made, lay it on here, and you want to be in the center of this flat portion on the bottom of this frame. Set it on there and draw a circle in there with a magic marker. Take it off and drill that hole in there. Then you simply take the bolt, put the spacer on, and slip it through that hole. Put the lock washer and the nut on the back side, and that will stop the problem of oversteering and locking up your front end. That's as simple as that. The hardest part to determine is probably going to be cutting these little pieces of spacer off of your pipe nipple with a hacksaw. That's probably going to take the longest right there. That's what I've done to a lot of machines that customers have had problems with. I did it to an old one of mine. That's now my model that I show people how the machine runs and works. And that's about it. I hope this helps you. I've had a couple viewers. I don't know their name. But they just recently sent me I think they actually put the message in the comment box below a video and asked, what do we do? You can either do this, or you can get a hold of Briggs & Stratton in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they will send you a kit. You'll have to pay for it. You'll have to pay shipping. This is a much cheaper way to do it, but the kit does come with instructions that tells you where to measure from and where to drill the hole. If you don't feel confident enough in putting them where you think they belong, then you can get the kit. To do that yourself, let me come back over here. I would put one in, and when it hits, kind of take a measurement so you get the other one really close to the same place so it hits the same. But that's it. And another point I would like to talk about is my videos. The last, I've been getting comments, well, not a lot of them, but a few, about people telling me I need a better camera. Wait a minute, let me get something. I have a lot of people, or a few people, telling me that my camera is giving a poor quality of image for you guys to watch. I've never watched it on anything bigger than my tablet, and this is a tablet that I use. Here's a mirror, and it's just a Samsung Tab 4 tablet. And I recently, well, I didn't, my secretary at work is what does all my work. She looked in here, and this is filming at like 620 or something like that. So this, I didn't know it was a problem until I went in the gauge room at our shop and I brought up my channel on a computer with, I don't know, it probably had a 18-inch screen on it. And it looked good until I pushed a little button to explode it into full screen. And it was kind of grainy and poor image. So if you're going to watch them, shrink them down a little bit. I didn't realize it was that bad. So Jim got a hold of me. I can't remember what state he's from. He was the last one, and really got my curiosity going, and I looked to see how bad this really was. So this will be my last video that I record and put on YouTube with this camera. I've got a new camera coming that records in 1080p high definition. So that's why I'm putting off doing the differential. I want to record it with this new camera. I know nothing about it. So again, I think the secretary at the shop is going to have to show me how this thing works, because I know how this one works. I can record on it. I can upload it to YouTube without the use of a computer, and it works really well for me. But if it's a poor quality picture, it's not worth to continue recording with this tablet. So I'm kind of looking forward to that myself, to see how much better I look. Oh, I can't believe I said that. With a better camera. Maybe I'll look a little better, I don't know, but I sure hope my videos come out better, because that's why I'm doing this, is to help you guys fix your machines and not have to squint at a blurry picture. I can't believe I didn't check that out sooner. When I blew that picture up, I couldn't believe how bad it really looked. So we got a new camera coming, Jim. I can't remember what state you're from. I don't really want to say your last name, but thanks for the tip to get this thing going in a better direction. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So if you have any questions, if you're having a problem with your machine oversteering and getting locked up, let me know. If you can't figure out how to do this, I will get a hold of you. I call lots of people and help them out. Sometimes answering an email is just too confusing to try to figure out what you really want to do. So I actually call a lot of people. I called a guy the other day and he just couldn't believe I would take the time to call him. And I said, I do this all the time. Don't worry about it. So if you have any questions or comments, put them in that box below. Send me an email. It's jimsfixitshop@gmail.com. No comma or on Jim's. That screws up computers. And I'll get back with you. So until next time, work safe, have fun, and we'll talk to you soon.